I'd probably take him.
I'm on my Rax Brown shit. That's about. Yes, sir. She say I'm a cutthroat nigga, yeah, I know. Stay on the grind, all I know is get that dope. Baking soda, yeah, I mix it with the coke. 18 wheeler, I be riding with them lows. Baby girl, you know my life, why? Baby girl, you know my lifestyle. Like a plumber, lay that pipe down. Had to tell that pussy pipe down. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, you know my life, why? Baby girl, you know my lifestyle. She say I'm a cutthroat nigga, yeah, I know. Stay on the grind, all I know is get that dope. Baking soda, yeah, I mix it with the coke. 18 wheeler, I be riding with them lows. Baby girl, you know my life, why? Baby girl, you know my lifestyle. Like a plumber, lay that pipe down. Had to tell that pussy pipe down. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, you know my life, why? Baby girl, you know my lifestyle. I'm on my Rax Brown shit, bitch. You need that pussy a dog? You know what did I do?
Okay. Welcome. We live. Okay, thank you. So this is the Truth is Real podcast, first episode. That was this Crazy Rax, Lifestyle Music. Lifestyle's the name of the song. Check them out. I'm so crazy Rax. But today, we're going to kick off our first episode of the Truth is Real. I have a great panel today, interesting people from all over, different areas and different backgrounds. And
yes.
We're going to have a real conversation today about some real things, right? Yeah. So my name is Vedo. I'm the host, one of the hosts of the Truth is Real podcast. We're going to go around and do a quick introduction just so everybody knows who's here. And we'll go from there. We're going to go starting to my right.
Screaming.
Your name.
Hey guys, my name is Kim, born in Virginia, live in Maryland, DMV. Follow me on IG, Kim Von A.
Okay, Kim Von A.
It was.
Guys, you know me, Angel Body Face, big angel in the building. Anyway, yes, I'm from the DMV. I live all around the DMV, so yeah. Also, you can follow me on IG, Angel Body Face to you.
Okay, next.
Oh my God, it's me for real.
Oh, we can't hear you though.
Is
We
it
gotta
me
talk
for
into the
real?
mic.
Take the mic. Oh, she got the mic.
Whichever one.
Oh, it don't matter.
It don't matter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
One,
hear
two.
you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lady T, in the building. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Vedo, for inviting me. I'm an actress from Washington, D.C. A lot of people remember me from The Wire.
Okay.
All that good
Oh,
stuff.
that's lit.
I used to do radio with 93.9, but that was back in the day. So we talking about new stuff, new shit. Trump, can I say shit? Where's the bell? Okay, new year, new vibes, new things, and I'm really excited to be here with you ladies. You guys are looking beautiful.
Oh,
So,
we
so
appreciate
Lady
you for
T.
coming.
Yes,
Definitely
thank
do.
you for inviting me. There you go. Let me pass the mic.
Okay.
My name John. Thank y'all. Thank you for inviting me up here, Vedo. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm originally from New York, but I've been in Maryland for a while now. So.
Okay. DMV.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Parker. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Miss Parker. You know a couple Miss Parkers.
I'm from Uptown, D.C. And I used to be in the, little entertainment world, but I retired.
Okay.
The modeling, but I stopped.
Okay.
But I'm grateful for Vedo to give me the opportunity.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I
Thank
like
you.
this
Thank
thing.
Absolutely. So
Y'all
y'all probably can hear me.
No, we
I'm
can't.
T, and I'm from DC. So we have two T's here. What's up, Lady T?
Ladies.
So I'm from Uptown, First Street, as well as the other side is from Northeast. So, like you said, the DMV is in the building. Baby. Indeed.
DMV. So this is a DMV panel for the first episode, I'm going to say. But this show is going to be really about just keeping it real. You know, nowadays I feel like it's a lot of what they say capping going on or faking going on, whatever you want to say. I mean, social media and so forth. And there's a lot of perceptions on a lot of different things that I just kind of want to get to the bottom line and just figure out what's the real, you know. And I feel like keeping it real, you know, telling the truth is keeping it real, you know what I mean? And nowadays, that's not a common thing, you know. So this is going to be about a lot of different topics in general. This podcast is not just going to be about anything particular, you know. So we're going to have a lot of different guests on here over the time period. So hopefully it'll be entertaining. People will learn from it and want to tune in. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off. I have something that I do want to bring up because, you know, this is something that I just seen recently in the news about a rapper named Jay Stash did after allegedly shooting his girlfriend, did himself on New Year's Day. You know, one of the questions that always brings up to my mind is just relationships and how toxic certain relationships are, and just kind of knowing when to get out of it and not stay around and deal with the consequences that can come with it, you know. And I don't know if anybody here's been in a real toxic relationship that they want to keep it real on, you know. But if you have, let me know.
What is toxic, though?
Well, that's one of the questions that we want to know. What do y'all consider toxic in a toxic relationship?
Narcissist.
Narcissist. Explain a little bit more.
A narcissist is someone that doesn't want you to do anything. They are like more in competition with you they're not really in love with you. They're more of a lusting or wanted to compete with you, or it's just a weird way to describe a narcissist.
Like
Many ways.
Ray J is a narcissist.
Yes,
Okay.
he definitely is.
Oh my gosh.
So what makes Ray J a narcissist?
What
don't
he
see no
is.
wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's always right. He never sees that he's at fault.
see nothing.
And yeah,
But do you see him turning into someone that would
can be
inflict
an angel
harm
in terms
on
of
his
being able to be
significant other?
I mean, he's
the
like
right
mentally abusive. So that's
That's where it starts.
So that's
Toxic.
exactly what I was going to say. Like, what's a toxic relationship is when you keep going back. And it's so funny that you use Ray J, because Ray J and Princess would be a great example. Just recently on New Year's, you know, they were popping bottles and things, and it was like, the headline was like, Ray J and Princess back together after the 5th time of being divorce papers, you know?
Right.
So it's when you keep going back on both ends, you know, that's what makes it really toxic, you know? Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
I think
toxic.
his family play a part. His mama play a huge part.
Yeah, the
that's the problem.
roots. The
Mothers.
roots.
So sometimes if you do have a toxic relationship, if a person's family is like in your relationship, like the partner,
Toxic.
that makes it even more toxic.
Right.
But see, in my situation, the family's not in a relationship, and that's what's making it toxic, because I don't have no one to reach out to, you know, or to say, hey, this is what's going on, especially when you're private. You know, you don't want people to know your business.
So you've been in a toxic
I'm going through
relationship.
it
You're
right
going
now,
through it right now.
at this
So
moment,
what are
yeah.
you doing to get out of that toxic
Talking about it
relationship?
right now with you guys.
Right.
You
So that's
know,
where it
tell
starts,
the
is
truth is
opening up
real,
about it.
You know?
Having a support platform.
Yeah, a beautiful black where it's love and we can talk about it. Just regular people from all different walks of life, you know?
So what is the hardest thing when it comes to stepping away from it?
It's like, it's almost like an addiction, you know, because you keep going back and it's like, you
So
want
what
that,
is it?
your body hurts.
The sex?
You know, no, but it's like,
Yeah,
you know, with addictions,
what is
you know,
it?
you
I
have
think it's
withdrawals.
it's mental. I think it's a mental thing.
Give them the mic. If you,
It's
I feel
codependency.
I feel like once you get comfortable with a certain person or a certain routine,
change?
yeah,
Scared
it's
of making
hard
change?
it's hard
Oh,
to
yeah,
Scared
it's
to
like a
know.
routine.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
for
You're
men,
right.
definitely not to divide right now, not to start so early, but I think so. With, you know, with a guy, it is because it hurts a little bit. Because y'all are more physical than emotional sometimes, but y'all are emotional, you know. So it's like, I don't, like if I let this girl in, you know, especially with men, because they're more alpha and it's more women against the men. So men got more choices sometimes. So when they do get a woman and they hot right there, it's like, damn, I don't feel like going to this next chick. You know, damn, I thought if we didn't work out, then it just didn't work out. But
But sometimes I feel like, you know, it's more than physical. It can also be, you know, I know this person. I know when she's mad. I know what ticks her
Tick you
off. I
off.
know, you know what I mean?
So-
I just
so childish.
you're just familiar with someone. It's hard to, you know, you don't really want to get to know somebody else sometimes, male
And I
or
hate to say
female.
this,
you know?
but men can be just as emotional as women.
Yes.
Right.
If you look at a
Even
barber
maybe
shop,
even more. Yeah, maybe even more.
if you like, I worked at a hair salon and then they had a barber shop across. I'm like, these niggas. What can I talk
I mean, this is on the internet, you know.
Okay. These dudes are softer than females. They're gossiping more than
Yeah, they
females.
are.
Gossip.
They're more emotional than the females are, but they don't.
Group chat.
because once they get emotional and they get there, they're there.
Right.
You know, but when they're
And
tired,
society dictates the way they're supposed to respond.
Yeah.
So it says, like, you're talking about that alpha male, like, you're supposed to be hard, you're supposed to be thorough, so you
but
gotta
they-
keep this in.
So when it comes
Meanwhile,
out, it
when
comes
guys
out.
have
When
the
it comes out, that's how
one-on-one
they end up
conversations,
hurting someone.
they cackle more than females. Yeah.
So
That's-
toxic can be more mental also.
Yes, that's what I said.
But
It could be
so
mental.
as we
It's all
say, it's
mental.
mental.
It's
That
all
means
mental.
that toxic can come from both sides.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Because we
Yeah.
do know that it's a lot of
You know the little
mental
saying where they say-
toxicness from women also. You know what I mean?
Crazy,
Of
no
course.
crazy.
We the
That can
crazy ones. We
definitely-
the
right.
plug.
But
Y'all
that's
the-
what
y'all the
toxic
electric.
is. When
You know-
both are toxic, it's basically, and you stay together, it's like, you know, crazy, no crazy. You know,
You mirror each
toxic
other.
likes toxic.
Right.
You know, and sometimes, to be honest with you, it's something within a toxic relationship that is like adrenaline
Excitement.
rush.
It's some excitement.
Exactly,
That's what I was
to
gonna say.
each.
It's an
Because
arousal.
to
It's
be
a rush.
honest
It's a
with
rush.
you,
It's
if
a
a
drug.
man, your man, come home, he drunk from the club or whatever,
Right.
and he like, get your ass over here, huh, up on the wall, throw you up there like that. That's
Like that.
toxic.
Right.
But they like it.
But you like
You like it. We like it. We like, okay, we forgot about everything.
pull my hair.
It's all good when he's doing that, but when,
Right.
when
They
everything
like
I
changes,
think what my
Right.
sister
right.
is saying, and I
Next
definitely
morning.
agree with her. I think that we got to dig a little bit deeper because rough sex or liking aggressive sex
It's
does
a mental
not
thing,
have
too.
to be toxic.
Right.
You could be in a healthy relationship and you all, but I hear you because you do get a lot of that from toxicity.
Right.
But here's the thing
Or
for
they
me.
had a lot of younger issues when they were younger.
When they were coming
you
up.
know, when people want a lot of, being choked and all that type of stuff. It comes from a lot of stuff when they were young.
Toxic goes beyond boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's what when you have your boundaries and someone continuously crosses your boundaries, they take you outside of your comfort zone, and then like you're saying, you are connected. Like this is magnetic, so you continue, even though this stuff goes well beyond your boundaries.
Because now you got spirit
continue.
ties and stuff. You know, like you want to go deeper. Let's go deep. Like you got them ties now.
Yeah,
you know?
but you gotta self-work.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You can't be broken
That's when you got
going into a relationship, and you can't be broken and stay in a relationship.
Right.
You need to know self-love,
that's
and you
advice.
need to know when
to get to know yourself. You
Yeah,
need to be
plug
alone.
So you have to
work on
You need
yourself
To work
first.
on yourself.
Yeah.
You need to get closer to
But
God.
I
and
think
work
you
on
need to work on
Yeah.
yourself before you're in any
Before you get into a
relationship.
relationship.
I
Because
think
a
that's
person
just the
should not
bottom line.
ever be able to make you or change you or make you do
And that's the
anything.
advice.
You get what
that
I'm
really
saying?
is, exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
need to know, and sometimes it goes deeper than that. Like she said, it go deeper into how you were raised, the generation of the upbringing of what you watched. So it's normal to you.
So real quick, because I don't want to, take up too much time on this topic. But how many people, I guess, you can raise their hand, have been in a real toxic relationship?
I
And
have
abusive.
been in a couple.
So everybody on the panel,
in a couple.
everybody's raising their hand.
Where my cup at?
So I guess the lesson learned is stay away from toxic relationships because obviously we've all been
What's
in
the
them.
red flags of toxic relationships? Yeah.
I mean, I think we all know what the red flags
No,
are.
we all
But I
don't.
think we do see
Yeah,
them.
you do.
We do see them.
You do.
We do
You
see
see them
We see
right
them.
on early.
Remind
But
our
it's
listeners
like
of the red
When you
flags.
Let me
really,
say
when you like
this.
somebody, you sometimes blind yourself.
Like I was about
from
to say,
certain
it's like
things.
when
You
a
blind
man
yourself
is
from
blinded by a
That's
big
what it
butt.
is.
He
is
don't
true.
see nothing else.
Or
And for a
anything.
woman,
You try,
a man,
Listeners, yeah.
like you call it, what you say, Anara?
Narcissist.
When them see a weak, they see weak.
They know you.
They know weak. They know exactly what to say to you to see if you weak or you just broken.
It's a predator.
Exactly. And they actually inject like a needle into your flesh, into your veins.
But damn, if you see that needle coming,
But let me tell you something.
But you see all the red flags. You choose to ignore them because why? You like what you like. Like you might like a man that's well kept. You might like a man that got good conversation. A man that has clean nails, nice shoes, or just presented very well. You're gonna be blinded. You're gonna just see, damn. And then it flows in from there.
Or if we're talking about mental, it might just be where
Self-love.
damn, I came out of this relationship.
Check yourself.
So I'm, you're looking for that. You're looking for something else. It's not about just.
And
how
if
he's
you're in the
dressed or-
process of self-love and that type of
Yeah,
man walk up on you,
yeah.
you need to say, I'm working on myself, but thank you. And you keep it moving.
I know toxicity to me too is when people mirror each other, their insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's
Insecurity
toxic,
is when you
it's like,
sharing
you don't wanna break that
locations.
mirror, but it's like shit.
When
I
you
gotta-
sharing locations, that's insecurity.
We're going to take a shot to stay away from toxicity.
Cheers, guys.
No more toxic relationships.
Shot o'clock.
No more toxic relationships, please. And if anybody's having a toxic relationship, please stay away from it. You know.
Call your nearest hotline.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, I went to church online, and my preacher said being farsighted and nearsighted is what the problem is. You see something in front of you, you see something from afar. So that's the problem with people. They see people from afar, they see people from nearsighted. So that's why you end up in toxic relationships.
That's some truth right there. Okay.
And infatuation sucks, but
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's. I'm glad somebody said it.
I'm tired of talking.
Somebody finally said it.
Yeah.
Some people don't know the difference, though.
Yeah, especially when you don't want to lose your favorite toy. Okay, next. Thank you.
So, before we get on to the next topic, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I think we have another song coming up from Crazy Racks, and then we'll be right back.
Racks.
I do it all again. I do it all again. I do it all again. When this shit is in the end. I do it all again. I do it all again. And I just got a call that my homie got killed. So now I gotta spread a whole block with it. I ain't no rapping that, capping that, yapping that nigga. I'm really from the bottom, I was told to go get it in. It's a dirty ass game in the street, it ain't no friends. Fell in love with this money, I'm tryna wash away my sins. All this pain that I'm feeling, really wish this shit would end. So many memories we had, I do not know where to begin. Live my life with regrets, every day I'm tryna win. The time went back, I do it all again. 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 The time went back, I do it all again. 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 I spray the whole block with it. I ain't no rapping that, capping that, yapping that nigga. I'm really from the bottom, I was told to go get it in. It's a dirty ass game in the street, it ain't no friends. Fell in love with this money, I'm tryna wash away my sins. All this pain that I'm feeling, really wish that shit would end. So many memories we had, I do not know where to begin. Live my life with regrets, every day I'm tryna win. If time went back, I'd do it all again. 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 If time went back, I'd do it all again. 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 I'd do it all again.
What song was that called? Pray for it. Okay, we're back. There's another song from Crazy Rax called Pray For It. Again, you can follow Crazy at I'm So Crazy at Instagram. All right, so we took a quick little intermission, and we're going to finish this conversation over another topic. This should be a real interesting topic, I believe. I would love to hear a lot of feedback from this. The question is, should women invest into their body nowadays?
Yes. Ooh, me.
Let's make sure we take turns in this, okay?
I'm gonna back up.
Let's make sure we take turns in
You
this.
seen the 800-pound, 600-pound show?
Man,
They are happy.
they are huge.
And they're gonna like you for what you are.
I know why they never. They always got a
They're not
husband.
for yourself.
Okay, but let's talk one by one so we can kind of hear what everyone has to say. So who would like to speak first?
Me.
Okay.
I'll speak first.
Okay, go ahead.
I say yes, a woman should definitely invest in her body because it's like a man in his car
Going to the gym
going on the table.
or
No, keep it real. When you say investment, what do you say? What do you mean by
Going on the
investment?
table.
Going on the table. So you mean surgery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going on the
And I mean, if some people don't have the consistency to go to the gym,
Right.
But I'm speaking on ones that go on the table. So I think you should invest in your body.
But what is the reason you're investing?
Just
into your
like,
body?
for example, like men in their cars.
Okay.
Men
good-
get
that's a good
antiques.
analogy.
You get what I'm saying? So, like I explained this to somebody before. Just like that's your car, and you open up your hood, you be like, this is such and such engine. You don't know about this engine. This is like a one of a kind engine. How you describe it? Okay, this is my engine, and I'm going to keep it up to date. So when I'm like 50. I'm still looking good. I'm still looking snatched.
So what was the biggest?
But you always
reason?
got to maintain it in the gym.
But see,
So
that's
you got to
the
go
worry.
to the gym. You cannot not go.
right.
To the
So
gym.
the question is, did you get any work done? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was your
Was
main?
that the
What was your
question?
main reason? No, I'm just asking.
No, he just
She's
asked.
talking about it. She said, "This is my engine." I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a reason, or is this?
It's the same reason why we wash our face with face masks and put cucumbers on our eyes. Why? Because we want the bad. It's the same thing.
That's true. Is it a difference?
It's true. Yes.
Well,
That would be corny, right?
yeah.
it would
where
be
I'm
definitely
from,
corny.
I'm gonna speak on where I'm from, because in different parts of the world, that's okay. Especially Cali, that's
No, would
that's
you? He
cool.
asked you
But,
personally.
Yeah,
Would you?
where I'm from, I'm not with it.
Right.
What if that's his
I'm
engine? What if that's his?
no. A
Then it
man
comes
should
into what you're
never.
attracted
In
to.
my
But I'm
eyes,
sure that there's somebody
Yeah.
out there
I like a
for
masculine
that
man.
man.
And I don't
You get what
think
I'm
he should
saying?
be
There's
on
always
a
somebody.
surgery.
Didn't Drake
So-
do that? Didn't it sound like Drake did that?
Well, that's what they say.
And
That's what they
women
say.
gonna still talk
that's
to
what
Drake.
they say.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you are.
I think that's an attraction thing, though. That doesn't.
Even outside of that, men are not held to the same standards as women. Let's just say that.
True,
A man can
very
have-
true.
Like it does not. Rick Ross, Biggie Smalls, all of them have bellies. It's not like, oh my God, their stomachs are. That's not what attracts women.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking generally, right? Like you're saying that we all have our own preference. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, you all are not held to the same standard. And this is what my issue is. Men are always like, oh, is her ass, her titties, her face look like. nigga, how big is your dick?
Like, hello,
we're
where's the
not walking
bell?
around
Can we get a
asking,
bell?
Are you 6 inches,
Exactly.
7 inches, 8 inches?
Can we get
We're
the
not
bell?
held to the same
Exactly.
standard. So, but as it relates to my
That is true.
personal opinion, I am always going to invest in myself. That's the best investment.
Exactly.
What are we talking about here? So whether that's my teeth, because if we go way back,
You talk about
when
that,
people
then,
were
yeah.
talking about
Stuff like
dental
that.
work, if your teeth were protruding and you had an issue, it was okay. So it all depends on, like, we're talking about culturally what is accepted. So if in this culture for us, titties at one point were not accepted. However, with Caucasian women, they've been doing that shit for
I
a
would
long
like new
time.
titties. I would like
Nobody even talks about boob jobs. People get boob jobs, and that's the norm. That's the norm. But
Women
now,
have no issue saying
for,
they've got it
yeah,
done.
and now you getting your boobs done, it's regular.
Okay, go ahead.
You get invest in yourself. Okay, I'm thinking about the future. Like, okay, do you have everything set already? Do you have a house? Do you have your kids go? If you have kids, do you have that shit planned out for them to go to college before you go invest in yourself to? I mean, what we talking about here? Like,
Yeah, from a financial standpoint.
yeah, from a financial standpoint.
I mean, that's what
but
we wanna
if
know.
you're
But
talking
if-
about
Decide.
basic stuff like in your teeth, making sure you're cleansing yourself, like cleaning correctly.
Well, we're really talking
Hair,
about body
Well,
improvements.
the
Body
future thing-
improvements.
My body parts.
Body improvements.
Me personally,
Right.
God bless me to be natural.
And then you enjoy your
I mean,
naturalness,
if I start to
exactly.
get a little whatever,
But everybody has
might be
different
some, you know.
preferences, you know.
but I don't
Yeah.
think a man is worrying about you getting your body done. Them niggas
Some
cheap.
men
they don't
do.
care. They like whatever they
No,
want.
they do.
Honestly, I feel like people that get their bodies done are not doing it for a man.
Yes, they are. Most of them.
I didn't get my body done for a man. I could
did,
care less
but it's-
about a
I
man.
got my body done for me.
I did it for me. What I looked in the mirror, I did it for what
Oh,
I.
you look great.
Yeah, I wanted to. Thank you. I didn't like the way that my body was built. And me going to the gym, regardless, I will never look the way that I want to look.
Exactly.
I
You had a
love my
choice.
look. I like the small waist, big hips, big titties. I like.
wanna talk about this
I personally like
what
the
you're attracted
plastic
to.
look.
And that's
I hang around girls that are plastic. I love it. I love it, and I love it. And that's just me.
And that's you standing
me.
in your truth.
That's who.
There's
That's
nothing
what I
wrong
like
with
to
that.
be around. That's what I like to look like.
And that's what
That's
I'm talking
it.
about. So here's the thing, just to be men are very visual creatures. They are very visual. So before we meet anyone, we see them. That means, what are we physically attracted to? What is it about their physical that has caught our attention? All of the other things that you're talking about, brain, all of that stuff comes later down the line, but you had to bake them in.
Filters,
first.
you know, so we got to be human filters. Like, yeah, yeah.
Well, some people look better. Some people look better in person than they do on
Very much so.
Yeah, they look better.
Okay, so my
Instagram.
thing is what Angel
With
was
the
saying.
filters.
If I may speak just a little, and we'll let this go if you if you like. The future, it's the future. But I have no issues with working on your body. I'm going to do it when I need to, when it's time. I need some Botox here, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. I have no issues with that. My thing is when girls go too hard or men go too hard, what's the upkeep on that? How can you, because in about a few years, you got to upkeep that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So,
and prices,
hope y'all got
the prices today ain't going to be the prices tomorrow, you know? So it's like, can you upkeep that?
Well, hopefully it'd be cheaper since everybody is on the bandwagon with it. Okay, because once
You'll get a family discount.
once it gets worn out, because now everybody is just doing it.
So,
Yeah.
So
Worn
by
out
then,
already.
when it gets worn out, hopefully the price drop.
Okay, so I
I
guess
know, because I got some stuff that needs to get replaced.
so it's like a tune-up every 10 years. About a tune-up.
Every
But your focus
15 years.
is correct. You're
I'm
absolutely.
just
there should be
I'm
something
just
about substance,
maybe I'm just
right?
cheap. I like to see.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, you know
What
what?
to do with substance?
And you're right.
Because-
There's a risk, and we know this. Going under the table, we know this,
That's
and
what
that's
I
a
was gonna
risk.
ask.
Yeah, I almost
That is a
died.
risk. There's a risk getting behind the wheel of your car.
Yeah,
So
it's a
you
risk
know,
for everything.
this is just for my happiness.
So let's
like,
talk
I'm
about.
doing this
let's,
for myself.
Let's talk about the risk. The risk is that's the next thing I want to talk about. I mean, the ones that actually are able to say, they would, want to talk about it. Their experience. I want everybody to kind of know, what the experiences are. 'Cause I've heard a lot of different experiences, and some people say it was cool. Some people say they had the worst experience in their life, So
I did.
when we say risk, we're talking to a girl
did.
right now. Like
Almost
maybe,
died.
maybe it was. Hold on one second.
What
Just
happened?
1 second. This is when you're talking to your sister, and she was asking you, "This is something I want to get done." And you wanted to really be real with her and tell her the pros and cons. What was you guys' experience? Would it be something you would tell your sister to go do if you did have a bad experience? You know what I'm saying? Or would it be more like, it's up to you?
I would say, well, my experience, I had to get a blood transfusion. So I did everything. I got a recovery house and all that. So it was I just wasn't feeling right. And my blood count was 14 plus, which is strong. But my advice, if you did want to go, make sure your blood count is 14 plus or stronger. Because anything lower, and they would tell you.
By that you mean your hemoglobin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And they would tell you, and that's what the post-op, like before you go get your surgery, they tell you go get these tests ran. And if you're like at 11, they're not going to do you. They're going to try, or they'll give you a blood transfusion before they do it. Well, in my situation, I had lost basically, they said like 4, 6 something quarts of blood. So in the hospital room, the doctor was like, look at this floor. You see how big this floor is? Imagine all this whole floor covered in blood. That's how much blood your little body left. So they gave me a blood transfusion.
And you're small.
Exactly. Then I also got lipo burns on both sides. So that was even traumatized.
Much is given, much is received.
So my experience was harsh. Because I thought I was going down there for that 1.5 week. I was down there for 3.
You went to.
So my other advice to
What country was this? Let everybody know what country was this.
Oh no, I went to Miami. I didn't go out the country.
I went to DR.
My other advice is to make sure you have more money than what you think the surgery
I heard about
costs.
that before.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
you can go down and
having a quote
price
of like
goes up.
5,500.
I had a friend that, she became my friend down there because we was getting it done. So she was cool. And, she had ended up having to get a blood transfusion before where she went.
Jesus, the same place?
So, no, she ain't go to the same place.
Put them on blast.
And that was $1,000. That was $1,000. You get what I'm saying? And she thought she was going to be down there for a week. And she brought her 2-year-old son, Turbo 2, and her mama.
She really wanted that.
So, the advice is make sure your coins is up. Make sure your body, like your blood count.
You're healthy. Try to be healthy.
That's really
Before
good
going
advice,
into it,
actually.
just try to
That's
be
really
healthy.
good advice.
Me
No one
experiencing
thinks
that, and I'm going to let it go, was my body not being in bad health. I'm in very good health. This is something normal. When you have BBLs, fat transfers, that is normal down. Well, from where I went, Miami, everybody talked, this is normal. When I went to the hospital, this is normal. Girls, they got to just get blood transfusions sometimes. So it's not your body could be bad. It's just everybody is not the same.
Yeah, I'm good.
Correct.
14 is pretty high, though. Me knowing about hemoglobin,
Oh, yeah.
14 is pretty high.
I got a blood count. Oh, I got that good blood.
I
So
know where I'm at.
basically,
I'm
they
not
just
even
want
close
you to be above 12 or at 12.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just want to try to take your gummies,
Okay.
before
That's
going in.
reasonable because you're
Yeah,
going
to
through so much
be
surgery. 14
iron
is
pills.
correct.
well,
You,
shit,
you
I'm
try
never
to
gonna
you try to
surgery.
go up. You try to push
Okay.
your hemoglobin up,
That
and then
makes
they
sense.
also want you to go to your primary care before going down.
To do it, to follow up and get a
Correct.
release, kind of, yeah.
I went to DR.
So that's the question I was going to ask you. What's the
Yeah.
difference between getting it within the States and then going outside the country? Because you hear a lot about girls going outside the
equipment.
country.
So for me, it was more of the amount of fat that they were taking out. So in the States, there's a limit, and in foreign countries, they just do whatever. Yeah. So that's why I went out of the country. But it was actually, the recovery house wasn't bad. It was more of like during and then after the healing. That's the worst.
Yeah.
I woke up during my surgery.
What?
You woke up during your surgery?
I woke up during
Did
my
you think it was a nightmare?
girl. So basically, they had me face down where
No.
I couldn't really breathe. So it's just a wild
Did they
experience.
speak?
that-
They spoke.
But
they
the
were speaking in
difference-
Spanish, and I heard them speaking. And I just was like, let's go back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to
You
sleep.
telling
Well,
yourself.
But I couldn't feel it. Like I could. They
You
didn't
screaming
care.
woke?
Girl, I did because I couldn't breathe at first because they had me face down.
So that was God that woke you up
So
then.
I couldn't breathe. Like I was
Vedo.
like, so I woke up and I'm
The
like, I
difference
can't
between
breathe. I
out of
can't
state
breathe. And so then they moved my head and they put it
in-state.
like this.
That's the
But I
difference.
could
wait,
feel
so-
them.
Right there.
Then they flipped me over and
Go back home.
Wait,
Yeah. No.
so Kim, wait, okay, one second. I just want to make sure I'm clear because I'm hearing different conversations. So they flipped you back over and they knew that you were woke?
yeah, they knew I was awake because I said I can't breathe.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between out of state and in state, because I have friends that went out of state, out of the country, and then I have friends that did it in Miami, in states. The difference is equipment, medicines, and
Language
protocol,
barrier.
like guidelines,
just being at
or with education sometimes.
Yeah, the
because
culture. Yeah.
sometimes, out of the country doctors, they know a minimum. Not trying to gibber it down, but in state, they're very educated on certain things, and that's why, like she just
you
stated,
have to do your research.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
that's my
I
thing.
don't
Do your
think-
research
yeah.
because there's a
just
lot of
like- hold
people
on,
here.
just
outside
like she
the
just
country
stated
are
that the
able to
states
curb
have
the body a
a
lot
certain
better.
amount
Yeah.
of fat they will not transfer. Like she stated, in the states they will not transfer a certain amount. But out of country
of
they
FDA
will.
guidelines.
That's a huge
They have- 'cause
difference.
they have
because
guidelines.
no, but not only that. Like you go to your primary care doctor before you have your surgery. All of that documentation, your history, all of that plays a part. So when a doctor says this is what I'm going to take out and that's it because of such and such, then that's the doctor.
So you're saying
They
it's like
the
more of a
next-
assembly
they the
line in
next thing
another
to
country.
God. You
So it's
understand
like
what I
an
mean?
assembly
So
line.
you're gonna believe what they say.
So let me ask
the
you,
doctor is.
is it like an
so
assembly
it's
line
when they
in
with a
another
gunshot wound.
country?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to say.
So you
Take a
just
shot
saying
at that one.
so they
Doctors are the
going
next thing to
so
God.
they're going like a drive-through basically in other countries. It's
No,
like a
I'm not
shotgun.
saying that. Let me finish. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
just
trying to
as far
clear.
as equipment. Like in the States, I feel like they have more things. Like if something happened in the mix of your surgery, like she waking up. That's
devastating.
crazy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because anesthesia, you should not be. Whoa.
See, they don't give you anesthesia. Well, okay, so I went to Cabral
Look at Kanye West's mother.
and they don't give you anesthesia.
They don't give you anesthesia.
You know, they
Hold
go
on,
over
'cause
there.
TT has something to say.
Girl, it's a pill that
This
puts
is
you
the
to
only thing
sleep.
that I was going to say.
Hold on real
From a
quick.
male's perspective, so here's the thing. I'm on the same page as Kim. A woman needs to know what she wants for herself. Fuck that. That's period, point blank.
Don't even think
Whatever
about
you
the man.
want for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not
we're
talking
not-
about. I'm not even digging into like what's safe and what's healthy. Come on, use your brain on what's safe and what's healthy. You need to always have qualified people in your life and whatever you choose to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Aside from that, this is what I want to say: that a nigga will fuck a girl with a big butt ass, fat titties, and a fuck a girl who look like a shanty.
You want to hit the
So
face?
it does not matter
Exactly.
that at the end of the
say.
day, what is this bitch's, excuse me, what is her soul about? Do
Yeah.
we connect?
Exactly.
Because he will have fun with her and marry a shanty.
then marry her.
So I just want you to be sure.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Just be sure of yourself.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Be sure of
Shit,
who
that's
you
what
are
it
and
is.
don't be
Because
worried
if
about
he
the next
loves-
person.
Exactly.
Don't worry
Self-love.
about this person
You
that got
can't.
their body done. Don't worry about whatever. Live your life. Make your
Self-love.
decision. Be confident in
So
who
that's-
you
That's
are.
sign into toxicity,
Yeah.
toxic relationships. So just, let's plug that. So
We're
thank-
back there.
So at the end of the day, would you tell if your sister, if you had a sister, I don't know if you do have a sister, to go ahead and do that? Or, I mean, yes or no?
I
It's her choice.
would tell her whatever makes her happy,
Yeah, it's her choice.
however she feels comfortable, and whatever. And if she's ready for the consequences or the aftermath, not consequences, but like
Possible
the recovery,
consequences.
possible consequences,
Yeah.
but the recovery and all that
So
you
you
go
would
through.
educate her.
Yeah, I would let you know that there's
And
pain and
as you
suffering, but like
Shit.
my mother said growing up, she always told me, la belleza duele. And that's beauty hurts.
Yeah.
Like we could wake up in the morning and not put lashes on, not, get our hair done, but we do this to what? look nice.
And my mother always said beauty is
So
in the
if you
eyes of the
woke up,
beholder.
if you woke up today, Vedo,
know?
if you woke up tomorrow and the left side of your face don't move, but then you go to the doctor because you like, my motherfucking face ain't moving. But then the doctor said we could perform a surgery and your face to be moving.
I don't want none of this.
Would you do it?
No, I don't want no
Okay,
parts.
so it's like that's a double standard. Okay, because if you have a
More
surgery to
information.
fix something
That God gave you
God
in the
gave
night.
you in the
Yes.
night or whatever. What's wrong with a little cause my stomach won't go down fast enough, so I'm gonna take that fat. It's like
Girl,
taking
take the
your it's
surgery.
like taking the money
Just be
from the
smart
checking
about
and
it
putting it to your
and
savings.
Educate yourself
Okay.
and
That's
research.
it.
So I guess this is how I want.
From the
I-
man, you said nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing. I don't.
Just don't go overboard.
Yeah, let him talk.
If I'm being honest, like if my sister asked, I would probably say like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Right.
Or what do you
But
doing
if
for?
it's something she wanted, something that would make her happy, whatever, for herself, it's whatever. Like, like Kim said, like I was saying, if it makes you happy, forget what everybody else think. You do it for yourself. That's all.
So I guess the people that actually have had any work done, would you do it again? That's the question. I mean, a lot of people say they went through a lot.
Yeah, I have had, and this was back in the day, but I've had a breast reduction, lift, all of that other stuff, and it's time for me to get it done again. What are we talking
Right,
about?
not it's when you think about it in the recovery, of course you're like, fuck no, like, but there's things that we gotta, like, some of us want to fix, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back for another round.
Mine is maintenance, as you're talking about. Like, when we talk about investments, mine is the totality of investments. The same way I would invest in a child, the same way I invest in my education, the same way I invest in stocks. This is all a part of investment.
It's your
so
brand.
I'm going to be the same. Exactly.
Walking
So
billboard.
if I'm 50, 60, they're going to be like, oh, that bitch, well, she 50, she's 60. She
As
look
we're all
good.
doing this now, yeah.
I keep on cursing, but apologize.
Look, we know
It's the
who's a
internet.
curse on the show.
It's the
Please next time
internet.
you curse, hit the please,
Ready for the bell. I'm like, can I hit the
That
bell?
might help her out a little bit. I mean, we're not saying we got to be all politically correct, but
Yes.
Go ahead. I was going to ask you a question too. So when you ask this question, I have another question for you.
Do y'all feel like getting y'all bodies done, like going through the process and stuff? Do y'all feel like that comes with something else? Do y'all feel
Security. Yeah.
Like you feel like it comes with something, like it comes with a certain type of stereotype or a certain type of, you know what I mean?
Judgment.
Definitely.
Well, I don't care what nobody got to say or think about what I did. You got one time to express what you think of me and my body verbally to me. And that's going to be your last time. You ain't going to say nothing because I'm going to let you know coming through the door. I'm at the door with you. Okay?
No, I was just asking like in general, like do you feel like it came with a certain, like whether you care?
Okay, so I asked him, do you got a savings account? Do your kids got all paid tuitions for school?
Right,
Then why
that's
you
what I'm
got Gucci on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything
Bye.
comes with a cost. That's the way. Let's just be very real. So I'm going to be a transparent. We're human beings. Of course, people. That is a part of your esteem when you want to develop, when you want to go forward.
Exactly.
So if you feel like, ooh, I could look better, I could be better. Of course, you may be here, but now when you look the way that you want to look, you're going to be here. So let's not use that as a weakness. Now, the toxicity comes in a person that's weak is when they let other people drive their movements.
Yeah.
So for me, it doesn't. I don't give a hell what you think or what you don't think. I'm doing what I want to do for me. That's just the way it is.
We're only here for only a matter of time, a short amount of time, okay? We're only blessed with but so many years.
I don't want to talk
So,
about that shit.
let's all just
Move on.
But I
Be
do have a quick
happy.
question for John, though, because you're one of the only men on the panel today, so you're going to kind of speak for the men, right? But I'm going to leave my opinions to myself
No,
right
it's
now.
your show.
Yeah, you can.
But so do men really care? What do you think? Do men really care if a woman has her body done? Like when it comes to like really settling down for women, and do you really think men care?
I think honestly, I don't think men, especially nowadays, I don't think men care at all. I think it's pretty common, but I think it takes a certain kind of man to deal with women like that. You know. But all in all, I don't think men care at all.
So you think is it a challenge to deal with women like that? So you think that once a woman gets her improvement on her
Lot of
body,
attention.
that
Yeah, it's
she changes some? Do you think
Different
She
type of
can.
attention. It's a sexual attention.
Some do. And then some men can change and get physical because that's how they be. It's like, okay, you with me now. Okay, you go get your body done. Now, this is with himself up in there. Because he ain't where he want to be. So he see her going past him through the clouds. That's where he see her. She don't even see herself there.
She moved on.
She just did something for herself. But he's saying something and his thoughts are sets into him.
So it can go both ways.
Yeah, when he doesn't, he like, well, she might find better.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So let me break her
But
down.
Is he wrong?
Yeah. Let me break her down
Is he
so
really
she
wrong
can't
to
be
think
built.
that? Is he really wrong? To think
Yeah, he wrong.
Is it possible? Is he wrong to think that it's impossible that once a woman elevates herself to that level with her body getting done with that attention on her, that he doesn't, he might have something to worry about.
He got the chicken noodle soup when she was in recovery. When she was in the house laying on them pillows on her
Do
stomach.
you think he feels the type of way that once he was there when she
supportive
was
there.
in recovery and now she's out in the clubs and now she's getting his attention?
Cause she getting the attention. She don't. How she gonna control what eyes look into her?
But you're not understanding the man's view. You're understanding just your side of the
He's
view.
insecure.
Strong man.
Insecurity is on both sides, though. The same reason why the woman could have gotten her body
But if she
done.
not being secure right now after she got her body done. If she confident now, we speaking on after.
Right, but you're saying she's confident after she got that done, while he was there when she was in security.
But she's
While
still
insecurity
with
was
him
there.
after she got her body done. So
But the
what?
question is, does she change? Does she invite other things
What
into
if she
that
doesn't change,
relationship?
though?
I'm asking the question.
She probably is gonna want to date around. She probably is.
This is all being real right now.
Okay, so let me ask you.
She
Are you
definitely
saying
is.
Are you saying? Hold on. Are you saying change in the
You know what I'm
relationship
saying? No,
or
as a person,
change in
you
overall?
go from this person to a basically another person.
I mean, you're gonna have cockiness.
Yeah, you are.
You
I mean, of course, and then you just powered up a little bit. Like,
You juiced up a lot now.
I think y'all putting too much sugar in the spaghetti.
If I traveled this far,
So has the attention changed for you though?
I had them down.
That's the question.
But the attention has changed, Vedo. It really has.
Okay,
But
it's
I
valid.
still
If
walk
you got
the
a regular
same
car
way.
and then you got regular rims and you put rims on a nigga, like it looks different. You feel different.
You
That's
ride
just the way
different.
it is.
Right.
But here's the thing: it takes a certain type of
When you
person
pull
to
up
be
next to a
solid
girl,
and
she
who
looks
they
at you
are
different.
to be able to deal with it. That's it. Like
But
you
you
gotta be
don't-
solid in who you are. If you got a weak dude, I didn't say the N word. If you have a weak dude who is not able to deal with it. Like, it is what it is, but it is, yes. When you put your lipstick on, when you put your wig on, when you, everybody steps it up.
good, you
When you put your makeup on, you walk different. When your hair's done, you walk different. You got a haircut,
You
you
feel
walk
good.
different.
Anytime a woman get her hair done, she feels
But
great.
the elevation of a body
Every
is
time.
a big difference than hair, makeup,
but
and
no,
nails.
but that's also too like because that's
good.
She
that
definitely
shit
gonna take a
takes time.
selfie.
How many hours does it take to like braid it up and then not even that like I've done a full weave. Okay, that shit is itchy. Like what the yes, like it's a sacrifice. Like it's a sacrifice. It's something that we go through and say, you know what, I want to look better.
But they do the same thing.
Like-
That's my issue
Men are the
is
same
when
way,
you were
too.
talking about men and
Haircut.
women. They know what
Once
it is
a
that
week,
attracts
shape
us.
up,
So that's the reason why
please.
they on here capping. You have a lot of scammers who are out here who are talking about all the money. They're dressing in all of this designer stuff because they know what it is that attracts a
Women.
certain woman. So
A
every
certain type of woman, you're right.
They get scared of that woman. They get intimidated.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, they get
That's
very
when the
intimidated.
insecurities
They don't
come.
have to think about surgery.
Treat a nigga. Ooh, I still do.
I do.
Treat a dude like you treat a star.
Thank
You sit there and you watch him.
So,
And then you watch him some more.
I do have
And then if his style, like you put all these labels and stuff, if all that
Take that
starts to dissolve eventually, your stock that you've been watching ain't no good. You need to sell it.
The way I think is way different from like
You need to sell it.
we're gonna let Angel get the last
trade
word.
it
We're about to wrap it up. Go ahead, Angel. Hold
the
on,
way I
Tiana. Let
think
Angel get the last
when
word.
it comes to
We're gonna
all
wrap
of
it
that,
up
like
in a second.
designer and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool, you cute or whatever, but when you take that off, what do you really look like? Can you
I bust
wear
a bag of
Under Armour?
biscuits.
Can you wear Nike? Can
Or
you
not
wear
even
Walmart
that. Are you
t-shirts?
still living at home?
Right.
Like-
That's what I'm saying. So,
Substance. At the end
You
of
be
the day,
rocking
I'm
designer.
not even attracted to that because that's the bait.
not a-
Literally.
So many dudes who are out here, they understand
living
that
in
this
a
is what
car.
Bait and
attracted.
switch,
But
okay.
that's the bait. So
We're gonna wrap it up with the
you
bait and
as a
switch,
person.
okay?
But
last
this is a
hold
wave.
on,
Let me say this video, and I'm gonna let it go.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
This is a wave. The men got it right now, but the women is coming in with we
hard.
owning stuff. We is that we about to be the next wave. Meaning y'all gonna have to
Step
show
it up.
us what you got.
Yeah.
So
That was already going on.
The
though.
women
My
have
bad.
to raise their hand.
Yeah, but
I
this
didn't
is
know
a
that was
wave
a wave.
now.
I thought that wave happened 10
All that
years ago.
fake facade men putting on to attract women, that's a wave now. You know, even the youngest is doing it, and they ain't even got no damn job. How you got on Gucci's?
Right. That's
You
what
live
I'm
with your
saying.
mama.
See, we didn't get to go to the how does it feel with sex,
But
but we'll do that.
yeah, we'll do that next time. I just want to do one last. I want to do one last vote real quick
Oh, like
though.
smacking on the booty.
Okay, look.
How does it feel? It's like I'm
I
kidding.
want to do one last.
Supposed to be on the come on,
It's almost 3.
Do I have to ring everybody back in again real quick? Look, too many shots. We gotta slow the shots down. But no, last thing. So I guess the last. I want a little quick vote. So I just want to see what everybody has to say. So a woman getting her body done, does it change her? I just want to see people's hands.
Because I
It
am
does.
changed.
Put your finger up or something. Let me see. Everybody.
I am changed.
Like, has it changed your friend? You know,
Change them. Some of them change them in a good way. Some of them change them
change
in
the
a bad.
bad. So would they change?
Not like
Yeah,
that.
we're the same
Remember when
change.
you
We're
used
the
to
same
have
change.
no ass,
Right,
remember you had no
exactly.
titties,
together.
and you need to pipe it
The
down.
problem is, are we going to change?
Because I remember you from the past.
Are you capable?
Are you
of changing?
capable?
Now, that's the difference.
We
So
grow
people can
together or we grow
Yeah.
apart. Bye. See you. Oh my God.
And most times I
Some
go
people
apart.
I think whatever
Okay,
your
we're gonna end it on that note. We're gonna end it on
Whatever
that
your
note.
mindset is going into the room on the table, whatever your mindset is before you get on that table, that mindset is going to put 10 times worse. So if you going in there to get this big ass and this
something
flat stomach
bad.
for
Yeah.
it's going to worsen
Yeah.
you.
We're
Okay.
gonna let Vedo have the last word.
Right.
But
'Cause
on the
we're
truth
about
is
to
real.
end this. You know, we're getting
God, I can do this
the
all
heads
day.
up cut off. But thank you guys for kind of tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for my host, everybody here. So we're gonna be doing this every Sunday right now. This is pre-recorded, so I don't think it's airing live right now. We're gonna find out an actual release date for it. But again, this is Truth Israel podcast. Like I said, every Sunday. This is Vedo, one of your hosts. We have again
Kim.
Angel.
Lady T.
John.
Miss Parker.
And T from DC.
and this is RIP Radio Live. And shout out to my man Jason over there and Greg in the crowd. You know, we're kind of quiet, just, you know, listening in. But we appreciate it. We're going to let you go because it's 3 o'clock.
Tune
All
in
right,
next
y'all.
week.
Next week, y'all.
Tune in
Thank you.
next week, guys.
Mix it with the coke. 18 wheeler, I be riding with them lows. Baby girl, you know my life, why? Baby girl, you know my lifestyle. Like a plumber, lay that pipe down.